I'm having this thought of like, what if you were to take the blind offer model and apply it to, and I guess people do this, texting or even cold calling. Have you seen people do that with cold calling, specifically calling and making an offer on thousands of properties verbally instead of in the mail?
We've seen that or heard of people doing that with blind offers with our price points and then range offers as well. And just to give them just a little bit of expectation of what that price is. Now, I don't know the results of that, how that's worked out or anything, but it should be probably pretty similar to sending direct mail as well. I mean, obviously the conversion rates may be different, like you mentioned, but giving them a price point that may make sense to them or roughly in the ballpark of park of what they're thinking may help them push them to selling. So it's just another strategy to use, right? It's been pretty dominant in just saying, "Hey, are you looking to sell your land?" I think early on, but I've seen this more and more of a trend where they're going to like the blind offers, the ranged offers, just trying different things to see if that kind of moves the needle on some of these sellers. And yeah, we've seen some people say to you, but I don't know the full results of it yet.
I might have to test that. We have,
There you go.
yeah, we have like, so we, I go back and forth on, okay, we bring in all these leads from cold calling, and then how do we qualify them from, okay, tire kicker to maybe they're worth talking to? And I've been doing that with motivation, trying to have our acquisition manager like talk to them, not our acquisition manager for our people, but to talk to them and say, hey, like, why are you selling this property? Asking some leading questions or some open ended questions to figure out if they have some sort of motivation. If they moved out of state or something, okay, they got a motivation. That's a qualified lead. Let's follow up with them more. But there's an angle where we use priced, we just price thousands of properties. And then even on the cold call, we're just like, hey, you are interested in selling your property. We might be in about this range. Do you want to talk to someone about it? And maybe just like starting that process really early, almost like a blind offer in a letter. Could be
Yeah.
interesting. I might have to test that.
And then and some people will do neutral offers, but still price the list so that when they get those leads back, they have like a generalized starting point. So they'd say, hey, like, where are you thinking? And they already have like that range of information so that they're not doing like due diligence on the fly based on what the owner might be saying, but they don't necessarily tell the owner up front, hey, this is what we're thinking. It's sort of like, whether that's a good negotiation tactic or not. They try to maintain that their price range that they're thinking and use our data as sort of that jumping off point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard a line from AJ Sharma that I like. He said, I've seen land investors in your area offering this. It's like passing the buck. Like I heard someone else is offering this. What do you think? So I like that tactic.
Yeah, so always new tactics out there. They're always interesting to see. Yeah, I mean, most of this is all about marketing. So coming up with new, novel marketing ideas is half the battle.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I saw the land lawyer post something about that. Like we're a marketing agency basically. And what that means is that we almost have to be consistently shifting our approach. It's always got to be tweaking and improving and staying a little bit ahead of what's going on because that's what it is. I guess it's basically a marketing competition. You guys are doing interesting stuff because you got a land business and Priced, which is a SaaS company. You guys may actually be the perfect people to ask this question to. How much land is out there that's available to flip? How much room to run is there in the land industry? What do you think? What are your thoughts on land being blue ocean versus it's starting to get crowded?
I don't think that it's getting crowded. I mean, there's definitely more competition in the space. I don't know the exact number of parcels off the top of my head. I know there's like 95 or 97 million parcels in total, something roughly like that in the United States, but I don't know how much of that is just land. I will say that, I mean, there's just so much land out there. It really just depends on the strategy that you're going for, right? And what people are targeting too. So although there's that many parcels out there, it's possible that only 50% of them or some percentage is really only being targeted. And so I always look at it as there's opportunities in anything out there. And whether technology presents itself or going somewhere else, there's opportunities out there depending on what's going on. And so just really kind of understanding what's out there, how you can position yourself in a way, whether it's flipping, subdividing, or certain areas and understanding a certain area, that's really going to be the thing that gives you success. So I'm a big proponent, like there's always research metrics out there that may tell you the best place, quote unquote, whether it's data specific driven areas to target. But I'm pretty confident that no matter where you go, there's always opportunities out there. It's really just understanding that market and then, going forward as such as you know that you could do it. And maybe it's not a flipping area, maybe it's a subdivide area, maybe it's something else. But as long as you understand the market, I think there's always an opportunity that presents itself. And so just knowing that instead of taking a blanket approach, maybe help you in those certain scenarios, I guess.
Yeah, just be good at what you're doing, and there's always room for making money. So I think that's a decent take there.
Yeah.
There seems to be 10 states where everyone just flips land. What do you think about states that aren't in there and the opportunity possibly in other places?
Yeah, and it just depends. So, like, I'm sure. I mean, like Arizona is obviously up there, Florida, Texas. It's a lot of the usually the Sun Belt warmer states, or South, just the southern states in general. But I mean, there's a lot of other places that are good, or like I said, present opportunity. And so, I guess as an example, there's a lot of people that don't like to do northern states because half the time it's snow. And then with that, it's harder to either show the property or take pictures of the property or get to the property. And so people shy away from that. And so that itself presents an opportunity to go to those states and potentially pick up ones that maybe they're not getting as many offers to or getting offers at all. And so, yes, it could take longer, or if you have the right approach, it may take the same time. But certain things like that are ways you can go about strategies and kind of go away from what maybe the mainstream herd is doing, right? So that's one thing. Or if you have a specific niche, you're understanding the market, and maybe that there's certain places that have, whether it's oil or minerals, there's a lot of states that are rich in that stuff. And so that could help you buy land and sell land and make a profit on it. So it really depends on the area. But with that, again, it's not, I won't say that there's any states off limits. Like I said, I'm a proponent of you can make, profit and make a living in any state. It just depends on the strategy that you use and how well you know that market.